Hey everybody! Did you guys see our new intro? We finally got it done. We finally completed it. Took a little bit longer than I'd hoped, but hey, we're here. We finally got the intro in. I hope you guys like it. I think it represents what we're doing, right? Drafting a buttload, drafting together. Somehow I'm always at the 110 to 112. Life's hard. Anyways, running. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
If you guys don't know, and I tweeted this out earlier, but we'll be doing 2 shows a week, Tuesday and Thursdays. If I'm happen to be missing, maybe someone can hop on and help out our buddy Hope here. But anyways, get the show started. I'm Davis Pang, writer for Fantasy Six Pack of Stochastic, also known as Pang Picks on Twitter. And with me, the owner of the hosts, the owner of the channel, the host with the most, the ever so dope, Hope. How you doing, Hope?
I am doing good, Davis. I'm doing good. Glad we had. I'm sure as you guys noticed, we had a little technical difficulties getting going, but everything looks great now. Looks perfect. Mic and camera, so we're ready to fire. We're gonna be firing a puppy draft today. We're gonna try and duel it out. You guys more than welcome to join. We have not pre-jumped in it, so we'll be hopping in there momentarily. But yeah, I'm excited. This will actually be in. This is kind of go sacrilegious to our name of Road to 150. It's gonna be my first puppy. I have been firing at Best Ball Mania a little bit. Some on another site, but yeah, no, we're having fun.
You're not supposed to tell people that, okay? You're not supposed to. No, I'm kidding. I will be doing my road to 150 if you guys don't know, all right? But like 30 to 40 puppies in and 25 BBMs in. I slowed down my BBMs a little bit. So yeah. This will be our first puppy off, our first. I don't want to say that because it sounds like Michael Vickish when I say like the battle of the puppies or something like that.
Another site. That's funny. But yeah, no, you just want to hop in?
Anyways, yeah.
Let's get into this thing.
Yeah, we're going to hop in. We're going to kick this draft going.
All right, let's do it.
Families. So hop in right now.
You're hopping in?
We got one more to go.
First. Oh, nice. We got it.
Immediate. All right. I'm sorry. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, nice.
This is what I mean. 110, and then you're 101. This is not even.
I mean, a perfect encapsulation for the intro. Let's go. Easy 101.
So this is like, I'm telling you guys, I don't get nothing else but the 110 to 112.
Yeah. 1-1. Stephanie's in the 1-2. Let's do it. Fantasy Dog Pound's in here. You're the 110.
You got the Pound Towns up in here. I was catching your show earlier, by the way. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, you're just shooting through your double pups.
This is great. Yeah,
others in here, and everybody else trying to kill me.
Paul missed.
Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, Paul is in all of them.
Everybody is trying to puppy.
Yeah, I was getting in right there was clutch. I think we were probably like the 10th and 11 people in there, so that was clutch. All right, we're getting a Justin Jefferson share.
Oh, really? Must be nice. I'm out here with CeeDee Lamb again, or Garrett Wilson, or whatever. This is painful.
So since you've been in the 110 so much, who are you targeting back there? Who's your favorite pick in that range? Is it receiver? Is it running back? What are you doing back there from the back of the draft since you picked there so much?
Oh my God, I just love living here. I am living on CeeDee Lamb. I'm having a really hard time taking anybody else. If I get lucky and AJ Brown falls to me, it's like an instant snatch. But it's going to be CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson combos, CeeDee Lamb, Amon Ra combos, CeeDee Lamb, Austin Eckler. I've done an Amon Ra, Garrett Wilson combo once because I was like, you know what? No one's probably even doing that. So I was like, I'd probably be the only guy with that.
I don't know.
Just throw out a little bit of uniqueness and take the EV hit. I'm having the hardest time, though, taking Devontae Adams. Like, the absolute hardest time. And just like clockwork. So, I'll mix it up a little bit.
Who's on the board for Davis here? Devontae Adams, CD. I'm not having as hard of a time clicking Devontae Adams as you. I'm totally.
I just can't.
He's Devontae Adams. We were talking the same thing last year.
I know. I took him last year, but I like Derek Carr. I don't.
You are a big Derek Carr person, so that makes.
Don't like Jimmy G.
Sense. That's fair. I mean, Jimmy G is not exciting. He doesn't push the ball down the field as much as Derek Carr, but it's Devontae Adams for me at the end of the day, and I'm gonna keep taking him until we don't see it from him. He gets all the way to the 12 here. The 12's gonna have an interesting two tap. Stephanie goes Jamar Chase. What are you doing at 2? Are you CMC all day at 2? Or like, look, CMC went 5 in this draft. Also, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty common. I mean, I've been taking Chase now because I feel like I'm going to get me some form of CMC between 2 to 5. Um, you got to take Chase. You got to get the exposures. I think right now too with Chase and Higgins and Burrow slipping to pick about 40 now. I've seen him as late as 50. I have to go with it and just say, hey, give me Chase so that I can get those fun stacks. I can get that Chase Higgins Burrow. Heck, today I almost got Chase Higgins Burrow mix in. And I was just like, okay, that's a little too much, right? But the stack isn't as bad as the others. And the difference between, something like AJ Brown to Devontae Smith is you got 2 deep ball guys on one team and 1 short route, 1 deep ball guy, right? Like, and there's no third on there. I guess like Boyd and Goddard are basically the same, So I feel like in that case, I'm just gonna take that and hope I get one of those stacks, just to mix it up.
That's fair. I like that. I definitely want as much Chase as I can get this year. It is tough with
Exactly.
CMC too because I do think they're going to use Elijah Mitchell a good bit, and then give him a break. And Elijah Mitchell, every time he stays healthy, he is good. Like I think he's the best handcuff out there right now. So it's interesting, but at the end of the day, it's still CMC. No one has a ceiling.
I mean, CMC at the end of the day doesn't
Or
have to
floor.
have that ceiling, right? Like, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
If you're the 49ers and you have Jordan Mason, who was pretty decent last year, you have, Kyle Shanahan that can make running backs do running back things, and Elijah Mitchell. It's like you could have a game where CMC just gets you like 8 points. And we saw this last year. We saw this, and I think that's a fair scare for a lot of people where you're sitting there and then CMC does legitimately nothing. And if you're an anchor RB and your next running back is like, I don't know, let's say Kenneth Gainwell or James Cook, right? Like you go pick 2 and then pick 90 James Cook. Like I'm not confident in those that I will get points that week. There's a good chance that both those guys do nothing. So it's very plausible. I don't blame anyone that's fading CMC at 2.
Let's see what Stephanie does here. It's an interesting spot.
She has no choice, she says. I have no choice.
No Chase. She has no chase. If she
Chase.
goes Pollard,
No Chase.
man, I'm gonna take the double tap here then of Hurts and Devonta. I like that a lot. Hurts sliding 7-8 picks past ADP is nice. Get the stack with Devonta. I like that. If Hurts was gone, I was gonna tap Lamar Andrews there at the turn and get a little different in this
Really?
draft.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna get a little different. I don't think that'll be a super a pairing we see a lot. And you know how high I am on the Ravens. Thinking they might potentially could be this year's Eagles. We'll see on that. That's obviously a lot of projection with the new offensive coordinator. Lamar, coming back, which he's healthy, he's fine. I think there were some other reasons why he didn't play all the games last year. But yeah, I was going to do that to flip the board, but you can't. I mean, Jalen Hurts, I don't like these second round quarterbacks, but got a little bit of a slide and got the stack. I think it's fine.
I mean, I can't argue against that. It makes sense. And plus that's a good combo, right? Like one of my favorite combos right now is Justin Jefferson to Higgins and like another top end receiver, or even taking a quarterback if I could. I've have a team with like an Allen that late, and I'm just like, yes, like I'll take it because those you're not getting those often, so you're still having some kind of uniqueness, and you're playing top heavy. Like that's totally fine. There's a lot of running backs that are going way later, so and there's not many tight ends or quarterbacks and receivers that are at peak tier like that. So I'm okay with that.
I'm here with what Nobo's saying that Lamar was not playing because of the contract situation last year. I mean, I think he probably was a little banged up as well, but yeah, I am super stoked about the Ravens. And I know that's a popular take. It's been kind of circling this week. Can they be the Eagles of last year? With J.K. Dobbins being their Miles Sanders. And I think they can. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about Todd Monken. I think it's going to be fun. And I kind of like flipping it like that, getting a Lamar Andrews, because I weirdly, since their ADPs have risen, I've had a hard time getting Lamar Andrews together. It might just be unique to my drafts, but that's something I'm definitely, trying to pair up more, but it's tough. And you
Oh,
took Lamar.
okay, fine. You convinced me. I'll just take Lamar. Oh my god. Fine.
We got
No,
two people touting his potential MVP level this year, and you take
I
him.
mean,
Makes sense.
it's here's the thing about Lamar that I've always given him credit for. He's played with the junkiest receiving core. We talk about how DeAndre Hopkins is like quarterback proof and Allen Robinson's quarterback. No, Lamar Jackson's wide receiver proof. He's played
Yeah.
with like Willie Snead, like Sammy Watkins, like way past his prime. Like he's playing guys that Devin Duvernay should not be your wide receiver. Demarcus Robinson, the list just goes on and on and on. Oh God, do I have to do this? You know what? Screw you guys. You can give me crap for this, but he's going this way. We're going for it.
I mean, it was on the thumbnail. It had to be done.
It has to be done.
I didn't take
Phony
Ramondre
true.
because
And here's the thing: I didn't grab him early. I grabbed Lamar, and you guys had every opportunity to say no. You're not getting your guy.
No, it's a fine pick in the 4th round. It's not my favorite pick, but I like it, and I like Lamar too. Going back to that point, is if you miss on Andrews, there are guys you can backstack him with. That's not hard to get. You can get one of Zay or Bateman, and you don't have to double tap him either. If you don't want to, you could take Odell. I guess that's the toughest click for me. Like I haven't picked him. I didn't pick him in the big board super flex. I haven't picked him in this. And I probably will if he starts sliding, but I don't know. It's weird. Like I have been drafting someone DraftKings, and he's higher over there, and like has risen in ADP since it opened. So it's a weird situation.
So my problem with Odell is like he is good. Like he actually is still a good player. Last we checked,
2 years
he got injured at the Super Bowl. He waited out a year. He's back, and a team signed him. So they must have saw something.
I mean, they gave him $15 million guaranteed.
They did. So they must have saw
that's
something. And one thing veteran players have is that the fact that they're veterans. He's still a good player the last we checked. He has shown that he can go to other teams and be relevant. Be it Baker Mayfield, be it, the Rams. So I hate it. I hate picking him. But I think if you're somebody that's wants to believe and follow the money, believe in veteran receivers. Because here's the thing: Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers don't have any games under their belt. Rashad Bateman has less than a season under his belt. So there's a chance that him being a veteran is like just that 1 year, like the last heyday for Odell. So, and with Zay going to pick 90, I can assume that might be a hard place to take. Like it's hard to pick Zay at 90. This raw prospect. He's basically Sky Moore type of thing right now. Like, who knows? So
I think he's a better prospect than Sky Moore, but it's
agreed,
fair. I mean, he's a rookie. You don't know.
You really don't. He wasn't even like a highly touted rookie. Like Garrett Wilson last year went like 105, started at 130, finished at 105. So, and he was a way better prospect.
I do think like the rookie fever on Underdog is insane.
True.
It really is. And I think what's happened on Underdog is every rookie is priced at their ceiling right now, right? Like, and that's just the case because we've seen these huge explosions from rookies the past few years who went late. Your Garrett Wilson's, obviously Jamar Chase. And so I think on Underdog specifically, and it's happening a little bit on other sites, but on Underdog, we're never getting the value on the rookies. If you want a breakout rookie, you're going to draft them at their ceiling at this point on Underdog. And I don't know like when that's going to change. Maybe if Anthony Richardson has a dud season or Jahmyr Gibbs, is just a third down back in Detroit or so. I don't know what it would take for that to flip, but I kind of think that's where we're at is any rookie with promise. I mean, even the handcuffs, right? Like all these Kendre Miller, which means, he may be a starter, but yeah, I just think all of these like rookies, like you're not going to get your Tyler Algiers anymore. Like they're all
Tyler Algiers. I don't know. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that portion, but I do think that we're still not far. I feel like if you're in the top two rounds, you're and have some kind of semblance of like I can make the starting lineup immediately. You have a good chance because here's guys like Marvin Mims, Rashee Rice right now that are still rather low in comparison to the rest of their counterparts, right? Like first rounders just get all the love. You're a first rounder, like everyone's taking you early. Everybody wants a piece of you on their team. hype train season, especially behind a good quarterback. But there are guys, like I said, Marvin Mims right now, who was, Cedric Tillman. Both of those guys were highly touted in big board. Even Mingo, he rose up a bit, but he still picked 140 last I checked, to 130. So there's a couple guys out there that you.
Like, I agree, but even those guys, like in past years, could have been 18th round dart throws, and I get it. It's not past years anymore. Like the market is a lot sharper. It's a lot more efficient. And so that's just not going to happen. But I think even those guys already being like 12th, 13th, 14th round picks, like shows my point kind of like,
Yeah,
I
no, you're
know
right.
they could rise up into the 9th or 10th with more hype, I guess. But like, I think in, 2 years ago, those guys would still be 17th, 18th round picks. And so I think
Yeah, I mean, we point to Higgins, right? I know that Pat and them pointed to Higgins a while back. They're like, he used to be like undrafted, and Paul makes a good point. Like Jalen Reed is still down there.
Reed's a good
Yeah,
pick.
Mims, Mingo's right. So he agrees with me on those. Like those guys are still pretty deep. I think Mingo is kind of rocketed.
Yeah.
But I think when you have like Kendrick Miller, I think is an exception because he's playing with Jamal Williams and possibly half a Kamara.
Yeah.
So I can see why people are like very stoked. We know that everyone cares about the first 6 games of the season more than they do about the last 6. We believe that everyone's playing for millions, but everyone goes, "Oh my god, this guy suspended 2 games, or 3 games." Like, well, he's off my board like completely.
Right.
We're seeing that right now with a lot of players last year. We saw players of this year, so I don't think everyone plays the way we expect them to. So I guess we'll have to see. And I think with a lot of rookies taking time to get better is what kills a lot of the price. This is a difference between Zay that we know he's a starter. We know he's a day 1 starter. He's not fighting for position to be a 2 or a 3.
Man, I don't. I want to. Okay, I'm doing this, but then it's like the Cook Mixon choice is so like, Mixon was so
take
much better.
What?
Do what? Yeah, I'm taking Akers. Let's see. The receivers there are fine too. Maybe get Gabe. No, I'm going Mixon.
While Hope is deciding why she hates these running backs, please like and subscribe, all that fun jazz. You got to see her take doubles on people she hates. And Akers is down today, guys. I got Akers at pick 90 because everyone believes Zach Evans is just going to leapfrog him now, thanks to one Sean McVay quote. So you just gave up your CLV on that one.
I did just lose the closing line value on that pick there. Yeah, sorry, that was a tough choice. Mixon was such an easier click when he was a round and a half lower, but I still think the actions of the Bengals show that they are going to try and run it with it. I mean, maybe they're waiting for more of the charges to come up so they can cut him without having to pay him, but they did not do anything at running back, and I don't think their answer is going to be, bring in Leonard Fournette, if they have to cut him. So I think they're planning to go into the season with Mixon right now.
Bring in the molasses. That's what I call him. He's so slow. Leonard Fournette looked so bad last year. Him and Zeke were just utterly running in like quicksand all season long. God, if I have to hear any more like Leonard Fournette hype, I swear to God, I'm really done. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Well, Davis is deciding his. Yeah, like he said, thank you guys for all the support you have shown. We did hit our first goal of 200 subs. So we're going big this time. We're going up to 500. We're at 204. We do appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed. It does do a lot for us and mean a lot. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, we're going to keep going. The whole summer we'll be here.
If she gets to 1 million, she gets to be Miss Beast Ball. Just guys, like imagine how having the first Miss Beast Ball ever in your lifetime. Like, and that will be starting from now. Okay. Got to get those 1 million subs.
Oh, you did the Tampa double tap again.
Of course I did. You guys left me with junk. I'm gonna take my junk all the way to the bank.
It could be Travion season. I did hear the steam for him on the ETR pod, but we'll see. Yeah, get all your bots, as my friend Cheyenne says. Get all your bots.
Me and all my bots. Oh, you have so I see a question. Is there any team Lenny could go to for David? No, not at all.
Really? See, I feel that way almost about Zeke more than Lenny. Lenny at least has that pass catching ability.
Maybe the Saints. Like if he somehow ended on the Saints, I might consider it because, like you said, the pass catching. And
Well, see,
He's
that's one
like a
of like the
football
worst
guy,
ones I
but
would want him to go to.
I wouldn't want it. But maybe because I know that Kamara is suspended, and them signing it would be saying like, "Hey, we don't think he's coming back. We want a veteran." And we saw them do this with Latavius Murray and Mark Ingram last year, and every other old man
I
possible.
mean,
Like
they have Kendra Miller, who's good. They have Jamal Williams, and
they have
Kamara's
all
not
of.
gonna. He's not gonna miss the full season. They're not gonna. That one doesn't make sense to me.
I think it does. Like considering what we just saw them do last year with the old guys, like
They've
it wouldn't
already got
surprise me.
through. I don't maybe.
They
I think a
like
team. I think a team. Funny enough, like Tampa makes sense. If probably would be more so Zeke because they just had Lenny there. But a team like that, I would probably buy some shares on. Benjamin still in New Orleans. That is
oh
correct.
god. I don't know. The Saints have just done some weird things. Like they had Abram Smith and all these guys, and they had a chance to buy all these other running backs, and they were like, "Nope, let's get Latavius Murray back on this team. let's get Mark Ingram back on this team. Let's go." And I'm like, "What are we doing?" It's so I wouldn't surprise me. And like I said, like they want these type of bruiser guys that I think Fournette would fit there. Who knows though?
I don't know.
And it wasn't like Kendra was taken extremely high. He was still taken what, in the fifth.
Was he? I thought he was a third.
Was he?
I might be thinking about Tank. I know Tank was a third.
Tank was a third. I think Kendra was a fifth.
You'll have to fact check us there. Noah Fant just went at 80. Oh my God! No, someone did just take Noah Fant.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. He was picked 371. So round third, pick 71. So basically up until almost the fourth. I kept thinking it was a fifth. Who was the guy that got drafted in the fifth? Though?
Chase Brown, the Bengals.
There we go. Chase is at the fifth.
Did you see this? Noah Fant just went pick 80 here.
It makes sense. He's a first round pick. They traded for him. We got to give these great narratives.
They had to take the 3 straight Seattle. I wonder if this person got auto drafted, building out their Seattle stack, had to have been autoed. That's tough because they're not building like that. Other than that,
he could be drunk. He only drinks beer.
I mean, it does say that. The Bigsby price is kind of crazy. They should be higher. I agree with that. I like Tank. I'm taking a good bit of Tank right now, and so I agree. As far as handcuffs go, we know like Doug Peterson has said they want to use a committee there. They have 4 guys. Hasty even was like playing in the playoffs. Like he was fine. They brought in Dearness. Like that's kind of where I'm a little bit uneasy on ETN, especially with the other running backs. Look at the room we're in. There's no wide receivers available.
What is other positions is what everyone else said. We don't even know what they look like.
I might have to reach on a receiver here.
I think as like Dog Pound was talking about, we're pissing yellow. What it was like he's pissing yellow is basically what we're doing right now. It's just all over the place.
Yeah.
You make a good point with Tank. So that's actually why I think you asked me this a little while ago. It's like, how come you don't take ETN like you did in Big Boy? And I'm like, because I'm scared of Tank, man. Like I'm scared of Tank. I'm scared of De'Aaron. I'm scared of like one of those guys just like eating that red zone. I think ETN can still get receiving, touches for red zone, end zone types, but would it surprise you if Tank was like that guy on goal line?
Dude, I've got to take receiver share. It would not surprise me at all. I think Tank has that skill set. He's a bigger back. Yeah, I'm double tapping receiver here. I hate it, but I've got to. Like
Juju. I don't want to hear it then. You got Juju. Lazard, my boy. 30 picks early. Let's go.
Look at this board. I'm going to get completely boxed out at receiver if I don't take him with a reach, but somebody's going to get some awesome value on some quarterbacks and running backs, though.
That's what you get for double tapping your running backs, man.
That is true.
You just said Mixon and Akers. Go ahead. Go on down.
That is true. I should have done one and kind of got a modified anchor there.
I'm just joshing you. You have JJ. Like, who cares? You have Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, no, I'm not too worried about it. What do you think about this comment? Chase Brown's ADP should be closer to Elijah Mitchell.
I've been watching more Brown highlights, and I have to admit I like it. I like him. I like what he does. And here's the thing: if he takes over the P. Ryan role, yeah, he's a good athlete. If he takes over the
combine,
I don't think P. Ryan's that good, and I think Chase Brown has a chance to be good. So if I can get better P. Ryan, like there's value in that. Mixon also is kind of injury prone. We've seen this for the last contract and a half. So I don't blame that pick at all.
Yeah, this was true. And I think Josh Norris talked about that on a little bit of the pod too. Like it seems like Trayvon's going to get that first crack at being the backup. According, I mean, again, it's so early in May, like what the coaches are saying. We're a long time for camp. But all three of the Bengals backups are going vastly apart, with Chase Brown being the only one drafted. I think it's worth mixing in the other two late because we really have no idea. Like, that's why drafting now is so, like, scary, and you're going to have some dead roster spots. But I think if you are hammering drafts now, it's worth mixing in, those ambiguous roles for backups, because like we truly don't know yet what is going to happen with that backup spot. So I think the overconfidence in Chase Brown could be a little bit of a hole.
You guys are making me take Odell. Is that what you guys trying to do? You guys are mean.
You need your first Odell share here, or have you taken him?
You know, when I kick the can, I am going to kick this can down. I'm going to kick this can. This is so bad. I hate this. I mean, I was like, maybe Bateman will come back. No, I forgot. I'm in a friends and family draft, so he is not coming back.
Yeah. We got buried in a little bit of an avalanche. That was tough. Yeah. I'll remember next time. Yeah, my team would feel so much better if it had Deontay Johnson or Gabe on it instead of Juju.
Oh, Odell. Oh, no. God, if I take him and Michael Thomas, my team will have played like 0 games combined last year. 2 of my players will have played 0 games. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it for the $5. Let's do it. $5 foot long.
Yeah, Davis knows we subscribe to this. Gus Edwards, pick 18 for life. I think Paul's in on this as well.
I was talking about this for a hot minute, man.
You were on Gus for a long time, and he's still going in the 18th. Like, I can't even name another running back on their roster right now. Is Justice Hill still there? He might be.
I don't even know.
Yes, I think he played some last year.
So 3 of my receivers are 30 years old. I got Mike Evans, Michael Thomas, Odell. This is the greatest 2014 team. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, this is
you are winning BBM in 2014.
I'd be crushing you guys. You guys let me have, Odell. I'll pick 111 in 2015. Oh man.
Let's see what comes back to me here. Don't want to check the board too early. A lot of good I love this range of running backs. I am in on P. Ryan, Charbonnet, Dillon, Dame. Like, this is a great spot to be drafting like your third RB. Or if you take an anchor, you can even like double tap or even triple tap this range of RB. I think is good. Yeah.
I mean, you've convinced me on P. Ryan a little bit. I think like when I look at P. Ryan,
so worried about Javonte Williams.
Exactly. We are worried about him. We know Russell will pass to his running backs. People forget that, like, I think there was a week where Javonte had like 12 receptions or something in a game. So P. Ryan might not have season full value, but you're talking about like a pump up. And then to top it off, that Javonte might have to slowly get his way through he's not getting 20 touches this year. Yeah. Like, he's not going to average that.
No.
So I think like I said, you've got me to think about P. Ryan a little bit harder.
Yeah, P. Ryan, Damian Harris, AJ Dillon, Brian Robinson. Yeah, all this range.
Are you gonna get your stack? You gonna get your Kirk?
Well, unless Stephanie snipes him, I plan to take him, but we'll see what she does here. I don't know. Does she have? All right, well, let's go. We got that ADP slide on Kirk.
I mean, this is a perfect combo. This is better than my Lamar, Daniel Jones, honestly.
Yeah, I love this. Got the Minnesota double, got the Philly single. I like that. Now, what do we take here? You know what? Jeez. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is.
So, like, Jason's comment's a good point, right? There's a chance that he's out to week 8, and then if he gets back, he could slowly work his way in. Just because you come back in week 9 doesn't mean you're getting 20 touches. Right. Unless you're the Texans and you have Arian Foster or something. Like, that's not normal. So, he's going to come back, and he's going to come back slow. So, you might get a full good amount of P. Ryan for...
Rashee Rice is right here in the 12th round already. Like, I thought you guys were telling me these guys were later.
He was at 150.
He just went the 11th. He went to the 11-4. Like,
11th in our Fams and Family draft.
Yeah, but his ADP was only, early 12. He went a round early in this one. Just saying, we'll see. I mean, he's a fun player. Like, I mean, take shots on the Chiefs wide receivers. I'm totally fine with.
That's where it's at. There is somewhere out there me saying I love Sky Moore, and then he's just completely shot the bag.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a fine, like, I have no problem taking shots on anyone. That if the Chiefs draft the wide receiver with Patrick Mahomes in the second round, like I'm gonna take shots. And they did it with Sky. They've done it with Rice. Like I'm fine missing out on betting on Patrick Mahomes' weapons. And I know he spreads it around better than anyone. And they don't have that Tyreek anymore, but and because it's Kelsey, but
I mean,
I am totally fine just taking shots.
pick 125 to pick 150. Like that's a good bet. Last year I was more against it because you had everybody at pick 90 and above. You made, and I was just like, you guys understand that like MVS is not that good. Juju is pretty okay, and then Sky Moore is like questionable. And everyone was just drafting him, just shooting him up the boards, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
That was me.
125 to 150, do whatever you want. Like these guys are almost all the same at this point.
They are, and that's another thing too. Like I think, being worried too much about your 12th, 13th round pick, like it's the same bet almost I will say as your 17th, 18th round pick. Like the difference in these guys is not that substantial.
I definitely agree on that. Let me pick my homies. Let me get some J-Dubs.
Provides the same issues Breeze did, spreads the ball better than anyone, yet only throws to his tight end.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's like Jimmy Graham. Like just guys love Jimmy Graham on fantasy. I would buy that guy at auction every year.
Did you know he played basketball?
Oh, like I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm glad I could enlighten you.
Do you know that Antonio Gates also played basketball?
Dude, what?
Ryan Tannehill used to be a wide receiver. Did you know that?
Just wait until round 18 and draft Justin Ross. Can't do it. I love Justin Ross. Another one from my home state. He's from Phoenix City, Alabama. I loved him as a player as freshman year at Clemson, but just can't. I can't get there. But it would be awesome. It'd be an amazing story if he somehow came back from the grave and had an awesome season.
I mean, it's tough. You've seen guys that were very like it reminds me of like Laquan Treadwell. Didn't like Laquan Treadwell suffer an injury, still went first round, and just never got back. Still had a career, like still had a serviceable career, still made some money.
I mean, Justin Ross's injury is so scary too. Like neck and head injury. It's scary. And I mean, look, I would absolutely love it. I would be so happy if he did it. But
I'd be happy to be wrong.
Absolutely. I'd love it if he's good. But I just
roster of BBM, I'll be happy for that person that took him. I'll be like, God,
it's tough.
Oof.
It's a tough range. Actually, it's not really. I like some of these wide receivers here. I like these tight ends.
Got some good tight ends.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have one of your uppers. You could definitely take like a secondary strong one like Chig.
Just be done with two. Yeah, how do you feel about Chig? I actually haven't clicked him yet at BBM, which I know I've only done 10 so far, waiting for the schedule to come out. But the Tennessee offense does scare me a little bit. But how are you feeling on him?
I think you have to like him enough, right? Like, I think when I was listening to another stream, they were just like, who are they going to use? Like Westbrook? Like it's got to be somebody. And if it's Tannehill has some good spreading, and he knows how to get the ball.
Our guys right here.
Because we're on the turn. I think they're not coming back. It's just a touchdown upside guy. I mean, he is likely the third option on this team. So I would buy Chig. He's deep enough that it doesn't matter as much because you're still going to be triple tight ending them anyways. You're just spreading your exposure. So you could have some Juwans and Chig, Higbees, the Dulciches, the Cole Kmets, the Schultz. Like they're all in that range. You're not paying anything premier for any of those guys.
Yeah, we'll see. So how do you feel like this thing I did here? I reached on both MVS and Jalen Warren by almost around because I'm at the turn knowing there's no chance they come back to me. I didn't need a quarterback. Didn't love the other receivers, so I went down the board a little bit and got my guys. How do you feel about that when, I'm giving up major ADP, like closing, ADP value by reaching like that?
I mean, you're always playing the room. I always believe in playing the room. Yeah, you have to kind of guess what people are going to do.
And people in this room love Jalen Warren because they hate Najee, except you.
Yeah, apparently.
So I know he's not coming back, and I know in this wide receiver heavy room, MVS isn't coming back, and so that was the thought process.
Yeah, you have to play your room. And I think that anyone who isn't doing that, you're probably losing your drafts by not, like I mean, even today in our chat, I was just sent. I was like, hey, this guy's I'm this the bread, he's the meat and lettuce. Like, what is going to happen, right? And I called it. I was like, I guarantee if I take Acres here, like the receivers I'm looking at are gone, and they were gone like instantaneously. So you always got to play your room. So I make the picks make sense, and like I said, what's the difference between pick 12 MVS and pick round 13 MVS is really much realistically nothing.
This is
These
also a
are
good point too about this is a confined tournament to about 2 weeks or maybe it goes longer than that. I don't know. How long has the puppy been open? Like it's less than a week, right?
yeah,
Like it's
less
gonna
than a
be
week,
open like a week and a half, 2 weeks max. And so
and we're at
ADP
30%
value,
draft.
it's not like BBM where it's open the entire year and you're worried about that type of closing line value really affecting you. But you don't want to be reaching all over the board, though. I will say that. But I think it's more acceptable at the turn, especially. What's up, Ben? Thanks for joining us.
Womp womp. Let's see what else we can grab.
See, you got Jawan. I love Jawan, as you know. Got a lot
I
of
like
them.
him for the fact that he plays a car. I mean, Carr has used this tight end
But
since the
Jawan,
end of
I mean,
time.
Jawan was good last year.
Well,
Even
that too. But like he was good. You get a quarterback with good tight end tendencies, right? Like you're looking at Derek Carr, who's made like 4 tight ends semi-relevant. People forget he had like really bad tight ends before Waller, and he was still throwing to them. He even threw to Jared Cook.
I
One
have
of those
played Foster Moreau in DFS multiple times at 2,500, and he's paid off. And it was a good play when Waller missed time, and so you were
Chase
right
got
on that.
taken. You're a monster. I want to Chase. Oh well. Do I just cry? I think I just cry here. Yeah. But I mean, there was another guy. What's Clive Walford also had some decent games with him.
I
Like,
remember
get the
Clive Walford.
list.
Did he randomly wear number 46 or something? Jersey? I think he did.
I just know he wasn't good. I just know he wasn't good, and like Derek Carr still gave him a couple hundred yards and a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
Um,
Trey Lance. Kyler Murray, Trey Lance, double tap. How you feeling on that?
I don't know. I don't
With
like
Trevor?
it. I guess with that build, that's not bad because you're banking that you're going to get a rushing quarterback to backfill you. I don't believe it, but I think if anyone has a shot to come back to do that, I mean, Trey is technically able to do it, right? Like, you could get Trey to do it.
This is Jason. He's in the 11th spot, taking your Chase Brown. He's got
That's
Chase.
fine.
He's got Boyd.
I mean, he has Irv Smith too.
He's
Like,
got Joe Burrow, T. He's got 5 Bengals. I like it.
That's a lot of Bengals.
I like it. I like the mega team stacks, especially for the regular season prize. Yeah, my friend Ben knows I love some Juwan Johnson.
I think everybody does. We like him. We know where he's going. He got paid enough. He's on a good roster now. Like, that roster is a good flip when you start adding some of the weapons they got back. And the quarterback change is huge. He's not playing with Andy Dalton and whoever else was out there.
Yeah.
Last year was terrible for quarterbacks. When you think about it, it was a really bad year.
Yeah, a lot of disappointments, especially a higher ADP. I mean, obviously none more than Trey Lance, but I don't know. There were some awesome QB picks. 4 to 5 teams worthy of the mega stacks. Yeah, it's got to be the right teams, and those offenses we know are going to score a ton of points to mega stack them, and we know the Bengals are going to do that.
I mean, I would be interested in mega stacking underrated teams too, a little bit. Like, I pitch the Rams a lot, like, because they're, besides Cooper Kupp, everybody's like pick 150 or later. The Steelers, if Kenny Pickett, which we've seen guys come back in year 2 and really sharpen it up when things get better for them. Kenny Pickett could come in and you could have 2 decent receivers at pick 80 and later. I know I stacked the Bucks this time, but other teams that are really strong, I mean, you can mega stack the Eagles. If someone came with me and they said, I have Hurts, AJ Brown, and Smith and Goddard, I wouldn't go, oh, that's terrible. I would say, oh, wow, like, you're going to get a lot of points. I'm like, that's pretty good. So Vikings, another one you can get by with. I probably wouldn't add KJ Osborne for that list, but I would definitely run with like Hawkins and Addison, JJ and like Kirk, who most of those guys are still. That's like a reasonable combo to get.
This is definitely a more go get my guys draft than I usually do, with letting value fall and reaching. But that's what the
You don't
turn
want.
forces. I went grab Marvin Mims there. A little bit of a reach again. Mostert was right there at ADP, but went and got Marvin Mims. I liked him more than the other receivers on the board.
Do I just pick up Jordan Love so I can say that I got 35, 37 picks down? Jordan Love.
Yeah, I don't know. Picket fence has been built.
That's good. Ugh.
Cheyenne is a Steelers fan as well.
I mean, Steelers have been like,
yeah, we're excited
team.
about them. I'm excited just because of price mainly, and like we've talked about this a lot on our earlier streams, but it's so easy. You can like grab one of the Steelers in the mid rounds, maybe a Freiermuth, and then grab Pickett late. Like it's just an easy stack to get, and you can get, you can stack it up all different ways. You can stack Jalen Warren, I think, with Kenny Pickett, and so
he's the receiving back. You're right. Like that's the way to go. He's the more efficient receiving back.
Oh yeah, I heard someone today comp him. He's 85% Austin Eckler in their opinion.
80.
He's young Austin Eckler is what they're comping him to, which I think that has a little bit to do with the disdain people have for Najee. So they're really wanting to see the upside in Jalen Warren.
I mean, it still took Austin Eckler how many years before he became the actual starter?
Yeah, no.
Some guys get better.
I mean, it makes sense. They're both undersized. Like they're short. They're not really like tiny, but.
I don't know. I was watching the weightlifting videos for Eckler, and I'm like, that man is a strong guy.
They're short. They're not really like tiny, but they are smaller guys. You grab Jaden Reed here. He is still like Mims and Jaden Reed late. That is good value. You and Paul are right on that. Just a couple that have been pushed up with Rice and Mingo are up to where I think is ceiling. I mean, again, it's not technically ceiling. And you get your guy Gus. I like him.
I mean, I have to go 5 RB on this. It's a weaker bottom three. It's pick 135, pick 159, pick 183. Like, that's fine. I made it about equal value.
I mean, it goes with your Ravens bet as well.
Yeah. Ooh, my Ravens bet. My Odell Beckham and Lamar Jackson.
Your Lamar, Odell, Gus Edwards stat, question mark? But...
so good. I bet you that's unique. I'm sure like no one's running out there with Odell, Gus, and Lamar.
You have to get the ownership percentage on that one.
I gotta see it. I have to see it.
Can't be good.
We get like 2 unsubscribers. They're gonna see that. Like, oh god, we're watching this. They're gonna just shut it off.
All right, I'm coming back around here. Let's see what we got going. I haven't not picked a second tight end yet, but again, I'm fine here. I might double tap. I don't know. I took Hawkinson in the 5th round. That's a tough sell there. Let's see, I definitely need another running back. Maybe 2 running backs. I could go 7 on this team. I definitely think I could. I don't know. I like Tajay. I like Chuba.
You should get like.
I like Zach Evans. Grab the steam.
You know what though? I actually don't think it's that terrible.
It's a good handcuff. It really is.
It really isn't bad. Like it's a handcuff for a late pick. That's fine. It's an ambiguous pick.
I kind of like Gerald Everett as well. It's just like everyone thought he was going to be gone from the Chargers and they were going to bring someone in, but it's still Gerald Everett, and an offense we hope is better. And we saw what Dalton Schultz did with Kellen Moore's offense, and so I'm totally fine. I think Gerald Everett's a good click late.
No, that's fair.
He's
still got a couple touchdowns. You're basically buying.
He's got 3 good running backs. Okay.
I mean, what's like Gerald Everett's projections? What, 500 yards, 5 touchdowns? Like that's fine. I picked
Steph got
190.
I know. I'm a green vapor here. This love fall. Steph gets me here. I was gonna go Chuba for sure. I'll just take Gerald Everett. I think that's fine. That's my second
Chuba too.
Yeah, I think it's a good handcuff.
Chuba always finds his way into some form of fantasy relevancy, even if it's like 3 games.
Man, I do not love this range. I'm just been reaching all over the board.
You should get James Robinson. He's a Patriot.
No. I'm just gonna like beam this at this point, but I will not be picking James Robinson.
Oh man, is our boy Dog Pound gonna get that his second quarterback at pick 196? Jordan Love.
Josh Allen, does he have a Packer? It doesn't matter at this point.
I mean, he gets a free Jordan Love.
Paul here. The love falls, but no, it is falling for love. That's true.
Oh snaps! Corey Davis got snatched up by Steph. Still on the team. Yeah, pick 196, Jordan Love. That is the best value anyone could ever get.
And you can still stack him with one of his tight ends here.
One of his tight ends. That's a shot. That's such a shot if I ever heard of one.
I didn't mean it to be a shot. Like, honestly, because I think the perception when they drafted Musgrave and Kraft was that once Musgrave's the receiving, Kraft's the blocker, but that's not the case. They're both pretty good pass catchers, and I feel like they did the kind of take two swings at one position and hope you hit. And so, I think it. Oh, Steph said she tabbed off. All right, you grab your guy Conklin. I think that's a good pick. He's such a good late pick. I watched it a stream earlier today. Paul grabbed Tyler Conklin, and Pete thought he had sniped him when he had Aaron Rodgers, but was stacking up a Jets bet.
All right, we're gonna get really weird. Since we're already old, we get a little bit old too. Let's see.
Vapor here saying Stroud went undrafted in one of his puppies today. That is surprising. I don't think I've seen Stroud go undrafted at this point, but he is someone. I mean, that offense is tough. Like, I like Dameon Pierce, and I mean, I kind of like some of the pieces though. It's such an easy late stack. Like, I don't get that going undrafted.
How old do I want to get?
How old do you want to get?
How old do I want my receiver to be? All right, we're gonna go slightly old, but not as old.
Oh my gosh.
We are getting old. We got this team of 2015 players. We're doing this.
Your team is gonna apply for Social Security, like
so bad.
You have Allen Robinson to go. Oh my gosh.
With my Michael Thomas, Mike Evans, Odell team.
Odell Beckham. Dude, you got BBM 2016 on lock. Stroud is still available in this one as well. I haven't even noticed.
I just don't like taking Stroud. It's rough. Like, it's the Panthers.
It's the Texans. Texans.
Oh, sorry, Texans. It's still bad. Like, it's still bad either way. Man, I don't like any of it.
Choice here. I think I'm just gonna rock with two tight ends. It's just 8th receiver on this team or 7th running back. I don't know. What do you think here?
I was thinking about taking Robert Woods as a joke. I was like, I could take Robert Woods. You know,
I'm not drafting Robert Woods. I mean, if he were like, if it was a PPR site, I might take him in the 20th round.
You guys laugh at my Allen Robinson pick, but when he goes off, eventually, it was either him or Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones is my other choice. I was like, I'm going to cash in on that Jameson Williams being out.
Davis with just the grossest picks of all time.
Oh, God, it's so old.
Man, I do not know.
Not as terrible as you think it is. It's just not great.
We're scrolling down here at this point.
I could have grabbed Slayton, I suppose.
God, Stephanie has sniped me back-to-back times with good picks. I was going to take Slayton there.
I think I'll take Slayton too.
You know what? I think I'm going to do 7 RBs and just, man, my receivers are kind of weak.
Do you not want Ryan Tannehill? He's a running quarterback.
We're taking Eric Gray there. All right, let's look at these teams. You go Eckler, Garrett Wilson, Lamar, Najee, Godwin Evans, Gabe, Thomas, Daniel Jones, Odell. So I like your Ravens bet. Did you ever end up stacking up Daniel Jones, or you just go on?
No, I was going against Slayton, but I wanted to meme it. I wanted to meme my wide receiver, my last 8th receiver. I could have grabbed Slayton there and just gone normal.
I think Butte maybe is worth a shot or two. Like, he was a super productive true freshman at LSU and was a 5-star the whole thing. A lot of hype around him, but the combine was scary. He fell to the 6th round. Like, it's tough. I mean, if you want to bet on pedigree, which I do quite a bit, I think that's fine with him, and to take some darts on like a Mac Jones stack, but I'm not picking him a lot.
I'm not going to take up a ton, but if I had to guess a receiver room where someone can randomly emerge, it would have to be the Patriots. It's like it's such a weird, not a great room. Even like Kendrick Bourne and them, they're all late guys.
No, as a Patriots fan, I'm hoping that he truly was more injured than we thought, and he's going to finally get healthy, but we'll see. I really like my team here.
Thanks, man.
Got Jalen Hurts with Devonta Smith stacked. I didn't take another Eagle. I had a couple chances. I could have picked DeAndre Swift right here. It's a tough click for me personally still. I think it's going to be kind of a 3-way committee. And then I got a good Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, Kirk double, almost 30 picks past ADP. We like that. But a 2-7-7-2, kind of 0 RB team for me. I like it. I think it's a good team.
This room has been absolutely terrible to be in. Like Jordan Love, like 50 picks later, is just the goofiest thing I think I've seen in a minute. And some of the reaching we had to do for wide receiver. I will admit though that the room is consistent. Like all the old guys stayed on the board.
Yeah.
And everybody else was young. I drafted like 15 picks early. It's like, oh God. Oh God, it's rough.
Yep. Thank you guys all for hanging out with us though. This was fun. Smash that subscribe button and the like button, like Paul says. It really does mean a lot to us. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll be back Thursday, hopefully, with the schedule release. I don't know. It's going to be a 3-hour show. Like, are we even going to have our Week 17 breakdown? Hopefully, it all gets leaked earlier in the day, and we can draft a dueling BBM with stacking up Week 17 for the first time. I think that'll be a good time.
Yep. See you guys Thursday.
Peace.